Sam Wahid Khan, friends. Communication, passive-aggressive communication is today's discussion. As the name suggests, passive-aggressive communication, you have passive communication at first, which is basically hiding your emotions, your ideas in order to avoid confrontation. Later on, busting in anger and going back to your resentment that you are not a person like that, and then starting the cycle over again and going into in your isolation, becoming passive again. Then you have the aggressive kind, which basically never hesitates to convey their message no matter what, whether it's a physical force, verbal force, manipulation. However, they will go and express what they are trying to say at that point, or their idea. So when you combine the passive and the aggressive type, you have one of the most destructive type available in communication form. Yes, it is the most destructive form of communication. If you come across this style, it's very difficult to understand these people because they might say things to agree with you in the front, but it's more like a chess game, but in their mind, they're trying to get back to you at some other point, and they don't mind waiting for it. They can range anywhere from small categories to a really aggressive kinds where they'll destroy themselves and you just in order to convey the message to you. But then again, there are different categories. A small category where they'll just take enjoyment by seeing you in trouble or by seeing you, getting frustrated to the point where they really want to annoy you to the point where it's destructive for you and for them. Extremely important to recognize these people. A lot of times you will see this kind of people at work, and also in your schools, in your society, in a way where they will, what I call it, an angry smile. You will see, like you will be able to get the vibes when you're around these people that what they are saying is not what they actually mean. But since it's such a covert operation, the person is not being upfront. They're not trying to confront you because they're scared that you're going to call them out or something. So they kind of a lot of time take a passive approach to the thing, and later on just to get back to you. School times I came across this one example where the student was actually reprimanded in front of the class, and they didn't like it. So another day they were having an assignment done in the class, and students saw that the remote control for the device fell into one of the briefcase. Saw the teacher coming to the stage, looking for the things all over the place, couldn't find it. So, and then students sitting there who basically went through that. The thing in the class earlier with the teacher was feeling good about it because even though they saw the remote falling into the briefcase and they could have just said it that go ahead, that's where the remote is, but they took naturally enjoyment in that, like it made them feel good of getting back to them. So sometimes a lot of time in authorities when they don't say anything, they kind of suppress it only to bring it up later on. A lot of these things actually go to your childhood, like in our family situations where parents or teachers or our society, we kind of suppress the kids and tell them that, just getting angry is only bad people do that, or expressing yourself freely or being unthankful for the things that you have and sharing your opinion in a different way is not considered to be a good thing, which end up what happening is like these people end up suppressing their feelings and ideas in order to act like they're happy all the time. They end up suppressing their anger, but what happens is more like a pressure cooker effect. Your anger doesn't go away, and you can see it over the years in different patterns. Like they'll if you connect 10, 20, 30 years, you'll be able to connect their lifestyle and see that pattern repeating thing where they outburst in anger, then they end up doing things which a lot of time causing them problems as well, and the person on the other side. Passive aggressive behavior. Must recognize these people. A lot of time they call it politics at work. For example, you went to a supervisor, customers came, they kind of appraised your work, and you went to the supervisor and you asked for the raise because you're good at it. So for the time being, the supervisor kind of gave you a nod that no problem, I got your back. But 3 weeks later, only to find out that you're being replaced with someone else. And you're being told that the decision came from the ownership. So this is more of a passive-aggressive kind. If you know that these people have tantrum, your supervisors, your managers, or your teachers, and if you say something to them and they're going to go against it, you might want to just stay away from that, because you can't change these people. They've been doing that. Obviously, this is not the first time that they did this to you. They've been doing it over the years, so you really can't change the way they act. But you can basically save yourself by drawing lines in front of these kind of people, and basically if you figure out at a place where, if you're at a place, for example, they're said something and they were like, you did an excellent job there, buddy. Those people were really happy, and then you have this kind of a smile on the end. So you might want to clarify it. If you kind of identify this behavior, you might want to go straight at them. That why did you roll your eyes when you were telling me those people really liked your work? A lot of times when you call these people out, and since it's a covert operation, they don't want to admit it, but they will back off, and they might try some other ways, but for the time being, they'll back off as you start calling straight. You start shooting straight. So one of the best ways to handle them is, when you come across that one, just go with the topic. Don't go around into the past, what they did in the past, and don't try to do it. Just stick to the current scenario. For example, whatever, if they said something for right now, that how are you, but they had a face on, you want to ignore the face expression, and you might want to just say, I'm okay, and walk away to your work. Things like that, where you don't want to give them attention because they feed off of that. You have to understand the passive-aggressive behavior person normally, they feel naturally good about getting you frustrated, like getting parents frustrated. For example, you'll come across some kids that you want them to go to school and do some education, like certain class and have high grades in that. Instead of saying that, Dad, I don't like this class and I'm not good at this subject, I don't want to be that, I want to become this, they end up going to school and failing up in that subject, or just get such a low grade that it discourages you from encouraging them from moving forward in that direction. So in other way, instead of telling you that I don't like the subject, I don't want to move forward in this field, they approach another way, subtle way. They got to the passive point where they didn't express themselves, and then they went on with the aggressive behavior by destroying themselves, failing in their exam. So in that way, you can't really say anything to them, and you got the message that they're not good at it. You'll find plenty of examples out there. I was reading about one of the doctor who, not a doctor, but their parents wanted him to become a doctor, and he ended up, he didn't want to be a doctor, he wanted to be an artist. So what he ended up doing is all the subjects that were related to the medical field, and ended up failing all that. That was the message to the parents, that I don't want to be in the medical school. So passive-aggressive behavior, whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a supervisor, whether you're a worker, recognize this behavior. It doesn't really have to be a person in authority. It can come from a friend who always give you time that they're going to show up, but either they're late or they end up going somewhere else. Like instead of telling you that they don't like spending time with you, or they don't like enjoying, or they're always looking for other activities before they come to you, and if they have nothing else to do, they will come to you, they will instead give you the time, and they will repeatedly not show up again and again. So once you recognize those patterns, once you see these people doing that, when you see your supervisors giving you messages or complimenting you in a way where you feel awkward, or rolling eyes at your ideas, or your family members who are rolling their eyes out on your ideas, or what you're trying to communicate, or laughing at you, try to identify if it's a passive-aggressive behavior. It's the manipulating kind. They call it work politics. They also sometimes call it family politics, like just get quiet and we'll get back to you later on. But that's what happens when your communication is not straightforward. when then you're not able to convey your message in a straight tone, leave the person hanging with all the confusion. But that is what passive aggressive communicator tries to do, leave you hanging there confused with their inefficiency to the work. Sometimes you'll give them work, they don't want to do it, or they'll walk up to their computers and all of a sudden they'll spill the coffee on their keyboard. And they'll be like, then it will take another 2 hours to clean the keyboard, or the wire got messed up, or the software got bugged, or they have to go to the bathroom. All sort of excuses where they said they agreed to the assignment, but now they're finding all the excuse to procrastinate it or kind of not do it. Or even if they end up doing it, they will do it so inefficiently that you will be like, I don't even want to give you these kind of assignments. So that's all form of passive aggressive behavior where they are agreeing in the front, but subtly they're telling you that they don't agree with you, and they'll get back to you in different ways. It could be anywhere from just laughing at when they hear news about that you're not doing good in life, from laughing at them, at just being happy about it, seeing you in problems, seeing you in frustration. They feed off of that, they get high off of it. Don't do that. It happens in relationships as well, where they manipulate you. They might say that go ahead, small thing like buying something of a store, and then they will come to you and they're like, you know what, go ahead. And you're like, I really want to buy it, I did all the research. And then they will come up just because they don't want to agree with you. They'll be like, you know what, you can go ahead and buy it, but don't tell me if something goes wrong, just to put the bug in you. And if something does go wrong with the thing, then they might bring it up that, listen, didn't I tell you that? Or they just laugh at you or they'll just look at you from the side that, listen, I told you. So all these signs are of the passive aggressive kind, which are the manipulators, the political kind, what they call themselves, whatever they want to call themselves at. But basically, it is a passive aggressive communication where they don't have the audacity to confront you, or they can't face you or talk to you face to face and address the issue, and they end up taking those subtle ways of hurting you or trying to get back to you or seeing you getting frustrated. They're very good at that. You're not going to be able to change their behavior. If you do recognize that pattern, just try to put a stop on it by drawing lines, by asking straight questions, sticking to the point, not going into the nose job and not going into the previous incidents that happened, whatever happened at that point, because a lot of time they try to manipulate you in that way too, try to get you into different things while so you don't stay at the content, and it's all manipulation in there. So watch out for these people at work, at society, as friends. Don't let them drain you out of energy. Be the part of your draw the lines with them. Don't let them feed off of your energy and get high off of that. Assertive communication is something that you want to deal with. You want to practice that, and you also want to see assertive communication is where people are more straightforward, where they're trying to understand your agenda, and they're also trying to make sure that you understand their perspective. So passive aggressives, stay away from this kind. Watch out for all the signs. Look it up on Google. There's a lot of information on this. There's several articles, there's several topics. Psychology.com also tell you a little bit of background on these kind of behaviors, why people do that, what is the cause of this kind of communication. Very helpful, very important to know. Next, we will be talking about assertive communication. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact me, comment me, message me. You can follow me on my website, www.alwaysstrong.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Wahid Khan. I also have a page, Always Strong, at Sam Wahid Khan. You can follow me on Instagram page, Always Strong. You guys take care. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.